Hey guys, it's David Mailer here, out on my morning walk, and I wanted to address a very common question that comes up with the men in our brotherhood, in the Man on Fire community. And they'll say something to the effect of, hey David, how can I inspire my partner to want to grow? I've just entered into this Man on Fire year-long inner chamber journey where I'm going to grow myself, I'm going to stretch myself, I'm going to be challenged by other men. I want to step into a new version of me that's more congruent, it's more coherent, it's more aligned with the real me. What can I do to inspire my partner to want to grow alongside with me? And it's a beautiful question. So the first thing that I want to share is that this journey of growth must be one that you've chosen for yourself. And my experience is that if you have to choose this for yourself and for yourself alone. Now, naturally, we all want to be in a relationship where we want the relationship to grow, but here's what I've discovered, and here's what the men in our community discover after a full year. The more you keep changing, the more you keep growing, the more you keep coming into coherence with the real you, you become a nodal point, you become a resonance, you become an antenna that's giving off a signal, giving off a frequency. Much like two women that live together, one of them will entrain to the other's menstrual cycle. It's very similar in a family dynamic. In fact, we challenge the men to be the nodal point of the family, where as you raise your vibration, as you raise your frequency, anyone that's in close proximity to you automatically, whether they're consciously or unconsciously seeking out growth, they're going to come along for the ride, just like the theory of entrainment works with women and the menstrual cycle. So just you choosing growth for yourself, whether you're a woman listening to this, or whether you're a man listening to this, when one partner chooses growth, there will be an invisible effect where you're pulling your other partner along for the ride. Now the question beckons as, what if I keep choosing growth and it's obvious that my partner is stuck, or it's obvious that it's threatening to her, or it's obvious that she doesn't really want to grow? So here's my hallucination around this. I believe deep down everyone really wants to grow. But I also believe there has to be a level of safety when it comes to growth. So if a man is growing, you have to understand that quite often the woman, what might be invisible to the man, is that she's scared that if he grows a lot, he might leave me. He might grow and then he might decide one day, oh, I could do better. Oh, I don't want to be with her. Oh, she's stuck and she doesn't want to grow. And so there's a hidden fear that will he outgrow me? I could say it goes the opposite way as well. When a woman grows, naturally, it would place some fear on the man. If she keeps growing and she keeps living a more inspired life, is she going to want to get rid of me? So we have to understand that this is a very delicate matter. It's a delicate situation, in that when one partner is choosing a life of growth, there is some fear involved in what happens if this person outgrows me. So there's a fragility to this. There needs to be a humbleness to this. There needs to be empathy. There needs to be compassion. And it needs to be approached with respect and with grace. And you have to have a courageous conversation with your partner to let them know, like, listen, I didn't come to this world to just stay stuck. I didn't come here to live a neutral life, a bland life. I want to continue to grow. I want to fulfill my destiny. I want to accept the true mission of why I'm here as a human being. I want to accept my contract that I have with my creator. And so I want to choose growth. In fact, we know from some of the teachings out there about the 6 human needs, and the 2 highest needs are growth and contribution, which are needs of the soul, whereas the first 4 needs are more needs of the personality. So this is a soul requirement for every human being on this earth to want to grow. Now, does that mean that everyone's going to choose it? No. Some people are very embedded and they're stuck in the preservation of their identity, and it creates a lot of fear to let go of everything they've known, which gives them an immense amount of certainty and connection. So it's scary for people to want to change. So for the men in my community that continue to ask me this question, my challenge to you is just continue to cultivate and grow yourself. Because what I've observed happens with me, and what I've seen happen with the men who stick with the program, who have been with me for a couple of years, is they recognize that as they continue to grow, it also grows your capacity to love. It grows your capacity to no longer judge. It grows your capacity to it doesn't matter to you as much, because as you continue to grow, how you start to see the world, you lose your judgment, you lose your projections, you start seeing people through a totally different lens. Your entire relationships start to shift as an outcome of you growing as a man. Now, the other thing you could do naturally is you can just have an inspiring conversation with your partner. You could just say, listen, I'm choosing growth because this is a soul requirement, and I also want to grow with you, and I'm willing to pump energy into our relationship, and I want to know, are you on board? Because there are scenarios where many men have said, hey, it feels like I'm in this hot air balloon, and I feel like my partner's sitting on top of the balloon and keeping me from rising. I've also heard women tell me that, where it feels like, hey, I want to grow as a woman, and it feels like my man is sitting on top of the balloon. So I'm not here to address every individual situation, because there are obviously examples where a relationship will need to come to an end. And if that's the case for somebody listening, it needs to be done with respect. It needs to be done with compassion, with empathy, and with grace. Because let's face it, sometimes we will outgrow our partner. Maybe certain relationships had a certain expiration date as far as like the soul contract goes. And it's not for me to determine. This has to be something that you're clear about in your heart. And if you're sincere and genuine about the growth that you're seeking out, and it's very obvious to you that your partner doesn't want to grow, and it means that the relationship will at some point need to come to an end, I can trust that you'll do it in a way that is very sacred and in a way that's very respectful. But for those of you that want to have a conversation and inspire your partner to want to grow, just be honest. Be sincere and just share what's coming up for you, that you want to choose this life of growth, and I want to know, do you want to be by my side? And you can share with your partner, I know it's scary, I know that a part of you has fear around this, but don't worry, I got you. It's important for us as men to allow our partner to know, I got us. I'm not going anywhere. I love you. My love for you is unbreakable. I'm not going anywhere. I can carry both of us on this journey. Just hold on tight, and I promise you it'll be an amazing adventure. All right, guys, it's David Mailer on his morning walk, Man on Fire. I'll talk to you next time.